You're not doing cold mailing, you're missing out. You're losing a ton of money. Email is still one of the most profitable ways of acquisition, and when Alex Hormozi realized that, he used it to reach over 45 times return in ROI. That's $45 back for every dollar you spent, which doesn't sound too bad, does it? And as Alex claims, anyone can do it. Today, I'm breaking down the cold email strategy that helped him achieve those insane results, so you can start using it for your business too. Are you even aware of how important email still is?
I was a moron and decided to not email for the vast majority of my life because I hate money, apparently.
Let me share some facts with you. Email is still the very basis of our everyday communication. Around 90% of Americans between 15 and 64 years old use email. 60% of us check our mailbox multiple times every day, and 20% every hour. Don't believe anyone saying that cold email is dead. Alex Hormozi just released the tactics that have worked very well for him, and he regrets not doing this earlier. And you don't want to make the same mistake. I'll take a closer look at Alex's 10 recommendations, but this won't be just a summary of what he said. I'll add real-world insights from my own experience, gained by helping thousands of clients drive results with the Woodpecker app for their cold email campaigns. Maybe I'll even debate some of his points. Either way, after watching this video, you'll walk away with proven strategies that go beyond theory and deliver real results. Step 1 is segmenting your list.
Emails to the right people, then they will be more likely to buy your stuff.
Sending to the right people is important. Make sure you target your leads appropriately so that you don't send super specialized emails to some newbies, as Alex said. Always adjust your content. If you're targeting a big batch of prospects, large companies mixed with tiny ones, focus on tailoring the email according to the possibilities and reach of such a variety of companies. Try a different approach for a larger company and rewrite your content for a tiny one. If your service consists of multiple pricing levels, don't send the highest one to a small company, as they will instantly reject it. Grab their attention with an offer that is within their reach instead of blasting top numbers right away. Step 2, mobile design.
So right now, 60% of global internet traffic is mobile devices. And what's crazy is that a lot of people's emails are not optimized for mobile viewership, and that's where a lot of people are actually going to be reading your thing.
The majority of recipients check their email on the phone. I do the same, don't you? I can't argue with Alex here, or the facts. So, once you craft a perfect copy, don't stop here. Send a test email to yourself to verify how it looks in the mobile view. Does it still show your design strengths, or maybe it suddenly highlights some issues with the content, like formatting or paragraphs? Don't skip that step before you hit that run button on your campaign. Step 3, Alex recommends a consistent format for your emails.
Experiment a little bit, but if you see that a certain format gets more responses or more click-throughs, then it's like, cool, let's just do that over and over again. And so you'll notice that
it might have worked for him, but in cold mailing, you might want to experiment more with your content instead of staying consistent. Alex's case was slightly different here, so the best approach would be to be versatile. After all, you're contacting someone for the first time. Sending the same content can attract the attention of spam filters, and these are not the eyes for which you want to appear consistent. Make sure to use templates, but be open to testing different ways of changing your content. In Woodpecker, you can do it automatically via, for example, spin tags, which allows you to rotate certain phrases automatically. This way, you don't have to worry about updating the content yourself, and you increase your chances of staying under the spam radar. Optimize preview text.
And so that preview has a big impact on how many people choose to open the email. And so right now it has, for us, had an increase of 24%.
All right, back to fully agreeing with Alex. Preview text is one of the first things your prospects see, so don't forget about that. Try to add some valuable piece of info or hook that will grab their attention. This can decide whether they click and open your email. So again, as with mobile design, you think you're done with writing your perfect copy? Think again. And send a test email to yourself to review how it will look in the main inbox of your prospect. Step 5, minimize email complexity.
With a hypothetical ideal email, it should be one that looks like emails that you would exchange every day. And so oftentimes emails that you exchange every day are pretty much all text, a handful of sentences, and then that's about it. Maybe a link, maybe not a link. There's usually not a lot of images. And so We want our emails to approximate that as closely as possible, because the equal opposite of that is that it looks like the Vegas Strip inside of the email, right?
Your email must be understandable. Some say you should write at the 5th grade reading level, and tools like Hemingway app can help you with that. Generally, try to stay under 200 words, both for good deliverability, but also for keeping your recipient's attention span. While doing cold email, you are introducing yourself. You're not laying out all your cards. Every single thing that your service can do, just not yet. So, no money-making language, no salesy spam words. One good tip we always give is to read it out loud. Does it sound natural? Does it sound human-like? Is it easily digestible? If not, there might be some room for improvement. Step 6, clear CTA. Once again, great tip from Alex. CTA is a crucial step in your cold email which can't be overlooked. It has to be straightforward, it has to be easy to understand, and it has to bring obvious promise of value. Don't use too many CTAs, focus on one, direct link to your offer or product. I know it's tempting to put a lot of things about your service, but you need to cut it down and bring it to one solid, irresistible point. We covered the best CTA examples in our other video. Check it right here. A/B testing of subject lines. Step 7 goes without saying. That's a pure golden rule that Alex is giving away here.
And so having an A/B split test for your headline or your subject will test for a small percentage, an A/B, and then once it has the winner, we'll then send the rest of the list, the winning combination.
Experimenting with subject lines shows you a good perspective on what performs best. This way you can quickly switch between versions and focus only on the most effective ones. Always try to test one thing at a time. Otherwise, the results might get a bit vague. Also, alongside spin tags, it's good for your deliverability, as you rotate the content instead of mass sending the same email. Step 8 is make unsubscribe easy. Alex makes a fair point here. Don't be scared of opt-outs, respect them, as they simply help you clean your list from people that are no longer your target. Unsubscribe should be quick and painless, either with a link or soft question like, not the right time, just reply with stop. Wouldn't you hate on the company that makes it hard to unsubscribe? Well, don't be that company. Click rate over open rate. Step 9 has recently been a subject of heated discussions. Alex claims that a lot of senders switch to click tracking as their main performance indicator instead of traditional open tracking.
So I don't know how accurate the open rate stat that I just shared is. I just know that that's what we get reporting back on. But CTRs we feel very confident on. That CTR typically will get parsed between two things.
The end of 2024 is a challenging time for cold mailers. As Google was experimenting with its policies, spam filters are getting more strict, etc. Some people tend to disable the open tracking completely, some still stick to it. Open tracking can have a toll on your deliverability, as every tracking does and always did. But from my perspective, open rate still indicates how your performance looks in the long run. So you might want to reconsider if you want to get rid of such data for the sake of possible slight deliverability improvement. Even though Alex opts for click tracking, the choice is yours, but I myself definitely wouldn't claim the death of open tracking just yet. And final tip, step 10 is timing. Alex makes a fair point that timing matters.
Just a time period for more people that consumers are more distracted, call it, on Mondays and Tuesdays, whereas business people, B2B, are like working Mondays and Tuesdays. Like they get to catch their breath on Wednesday. Now I could just be adding a narrative to this, who knows?
According to his data, if doing B2C, the best time for receiving an email is Monday, Tuesday. In B2B market, that would be Wednesday. Now, even though I can't vouch for Alex nor his specific timing tips, I can definitely agree that rethinking the timing is a very good step for improving your results. Such sweet spots during the day can vary from industry to industry and from position to position, but you can't afford to not think about that. You are risking potential deals here. Take a look at your segmented list and choose a safe delivery window that will grant you the best engagement rate. Think of yourself and the times you check your email. If you receive such cold email at 9 a.m. on Monday, while you're drowning under regular work emails, which are, of course, more important to you, well, the chances that you skip that email or simply miss it are pretty high. So don't take that risk if you are the one sending such cold emails. So these were 10 steps Alex Hormozi implemented in his outreach, which granted him spectacular results. As you can see, most of those recommendations are spot on, with a couple of exceptions which I decided to debate on. Still, now it's time for you to grab this list and improve your cold outreach. Take a look at your content, read it out loud, check how it looks in your inbox on your mobile, review your prospect list, check the sending schedule. Everything matters here. But luckily, you can implement all those recommendations within Woodpecker. We are giving away a free ebook with some great tips. Check it out in the description of this video. If you found this valuable and would like to see more breakdowns of such guides from other sales gurus, let me know in the comments and we can tackle some more. Don't miss any more content from us. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care.